everyone, it's Tops from CritsHappen.com. Thanks for watching and welcome back. We've got another episode of Critical Components. This time we're going to be looking at this beautiful deck box from Rule and Make. Now I was able to touch base with the designers of this box, and this really intrigued me. I first saw this on a Twitter post, and it was extremely modular looking. And I was like, wow, that looks like it can hold quite a bit of cards and quite a bit of components. Now, if you're like me, you buy and kickstart a lot of games and you sleeve them. Maybe for your card games, like for instance, next to me here is my kickstarted copy of Boss Monster. The problem is once you sleeve them, depending on how big the sleeves are, you may not be able to fit them back in the original box. Or if you can, you can't fit them all back in the original box because the sleeves add thickness as well as width and length. Well, this is a really stylish option as to how you could store a game like that and make it in a really stylish way. So the first thing I want to note is that there are no latches on this box anywhere. Instead, it's completely magnetic. You flip open the case and you have two different sides to the box. The first one, and this is a magnetic piece as well, both sides are magnetic, so you can put it on either way and it locks into this spot. You can fit a game board in here, or you can fit instructions in here. And this, when closed, fits into this little space here above where you would store your cards. Now, inside, aside from where you're going to store your cards, you're going to get three little bags that will have the same symbol on the bags that is actually embroidered or emblazoned on the top of the case as well. We're actually talking to the company about potentially doing a box like this with the Crits Happen skull on it. If you're interested in that, let me know. The retail price for this box as it is, just so you know as well, is $59.99. Now, this is where you get extremely modular. So the first thing to note is the cards I'm going to show you are sleeved with dragon sleeve protectors. So these can go in face down like this, so you can see exactly what kind of decks are there. This particular version here has a little channel that you can stick your finger in to be able to pull these out. So you can fit 4 decks in there. To give you an idea on height, this is quite a bit of cards that can be stacked all the way down in there. In fact, sleeved with dragon shields, you can fit 60 cards from top to bottom, doing it in that flat form like this. But in addition to that, you can also store cards on their side, like this. Now, one good thing to note is if you were to store everything face down like this, you can close this box, and again, this rule and board insert is going to fit into that channel. However, if you store your cards upright like this, you can see that they are higher and don't allow for this piece. So you would have to take this piece off when closing the box to make sure that everything fits. Now it does completely close and you're able to latch it down and shut it with the magnets, and it doesn't damage anything. But it's good to know that you can't store cards like this and use this piece at the same time. Now you may be saying to yourself, well that's great, but I have these 6 channels that I can't do anything with if I'm going to store my 4 cards like this. Well, that's not completely true, because what you can do with these channels is you can make them fully modular. You have 4 individual dividers down here. So you can, for instance, take 2 out and be able to have another set of 60 cards at the bottom down here that are going to hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decks of 60 cards sleeved. The other thing you can do is you can take out this one big top divider right here, which is one big giant size. So if you wanted to stack a bunch on their side like this, you could do that as well. In fact, we have been able to fit all of our Sentinels of the Multiverse cards into this box with sleeves all packed out. Now this can be modular, so again you could put it down here if you wanted to put it down here. You could put it down here if you want to put it down here. But you may be saying to yourself, well, I don't like these 2 big things. Not a problem. This center channel actually comes out as well. You can pull this entire box out and then put the center channel back in and have a completely gigantic card box. We have fit, again, Sentinels of the Multiverse in here, and things like Marvel Legendary or the DC deck building game or things like that. And again, with that one big space out, you can now begin to put in more modular tunnels again as well, however you would like to set it up. So there's a lot of flexibility and a lot of options. Now, in addition to all of the flexibility and all of the customization that you can do, there's something else that's kind of neat. Aside from this side being metallic and locking in, this side is metallic as well and can come out. And if both sides are out, you can actually have a beautifully rendered picture to use as a playmat if you wanted to in front of you. It's really cool, all the different options that are available with this. More important, that really made me feel good, and you'll hear that snap on there with the magnets. This piece is really, now look, I'm not holding the table at all, okay? I'm shaking this and it shakes and moves with the table and it doesn't come off at all. When I hold down on this to remove it, it takes a good amount of pressure to pull that off. I was really impressed with the magnets. I really did not feel when I first read that this was magnetic that it would be that good. Or if it was that good, I felt it would be something that, would be bulky or thick, and when you took it off, you would see and feel those magnets. Now, while if you know they're there and you look for them, you can see them. They do not stick out. They do not force your cards to go above. So here's one on top of a magnet, and here's one on not, and there's really no difference in seeing height of the card at all. So I was really pleasantly surprised with that. Overall, I know this. At the end of the day, if I were to have to grade components, this case would get a crit from me. This is a really modular, really well done, very sturdy, extremely sturdy case. Whether you're storing extra Magic cards, whether you're storing World of Warcraft, the trading card game cards, and you want multiple decks in a box, whether you're just storing games like Boss Monster or Marvel Legendary or Sentinels of the Multiverse, it offers you a lot of flexibility and a lot of customization that I haven't found in any other extra deck boxes that you're going to be able to find. Now, the one thing I will say is this. When everything is full up, the only thing that keeps it closed is that magnetic lock. This is big enough that if it goes into a backpack, the odds are it's not going to open. But what I have felt from my use of this over the last couple of weeks is this is not something I would travel around with too much, but it is an absolutely beautiful case to put on a coffee table, to put on a gaming table, or have up on the shelf and have people start to ask, what's in that box? If you're interested in obtaining a box for yourself, you can reach out to Rule and Make using the links below in the video description. And if you're interested in us potentially carrying something like this as an accessory with the Crits Happen skull on it, let us know by leaving your comments below in the YouTube channel. Of course, you can always join in the discussion on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Google Plus by searching Crits Happen, or at our homepage at critshappen.com. But until we see you next time, we hope that you enjoy all of your storage options that Rule and Make offer for you. Keep rolling those dice, and we hope they're all crits.